Hello, I'm Bumbly, and this is Crusader Kings 2, Holy Fury, the latest DLC by Paradox Studios. Came out a few weeks ago, and I have been enjoying my time on it. I think what we're going to do today is we're going to play in the Viking realm. We're going to play in Germanic, Nomadic. I think we're going to play up in... I think we're going to play in Denmark. I'm going to start as a count and then build my way up through the ranks, of Duke, and then ultimately become the King of Denmark. In my test game that I played in this area right here, started and took over here, and then conquered Sealand. By the time I got to the rank of Duke, however, Saxony had not been conquered by Charlemagne, and which was interesting. It happens about 50. I don't know. From what I can tell, it happens about 60% of the time, 50% of the time, something like that. I don't know. I played about 1,100 hours of this game, and I feel like I know nothing about it. It's a fun game. I don't pretend that I know everything about this game at all. I just have fun with it. I like to role play, and I think that this is a game that has some longevity to it, just because of the sheer randomness, all the different events that you can get, and the AI does some very funny and funky things. I think, however, in my test game I played right here, I think I might move up here. I was getting invaded constantly, and I had a hard time raising men for raiding, to get more money, and so on and so on. So it was like a domino effect. I was really behind because of Saxony, Sweden, Norway. They were constantly like going through my lands back and forth at war, and it was just kind of a mess. Saxony, going back to my original point, Saxony had unified the Germanic tribes. They reformed it, and they became the holder of the faith, which was fine until they were completely destroyed by, I think it was Middle Francia over here. Either that or Lotharingia. I'm not sure. I can't remember at the time. I can't remember. This was a few weeks ago. And then they were also attacked by Slavic nations over here at the same time. And then they had a revolt on their hands, and they just utterly collapsed. I think they had a few holdings left in Norway, and that just basically really crushed our religious strength. And so what I think I'm going to do is it's just basically snowballs. I'm sure if you've ever played this game, any sort of at any point, there are domino effects. You have ripple effects that cause problems outwards. One game that I played a few years ago, I was Saxony, and all I did was raid France. Well, France never became strong, and they failed to protect Central Europe from Central Europe from the invading Muslims, and the Muslims conquered all of France and most of the HRE up to my borders. It was really interesting. I fought back, and I took back France and made it a German, a Norse cultured and Norse religion, Germanic religion nation. Same with Aquitaine and Brittany. And then it was a very interesting game. By the end of, I played only probably like 11, 1,200 up to that point, and by then there was nothing. There was no Catholic. Catholic was gone. Orthodox was gone. So my original point was that you as the player can have dramatic consequences for how you play the game. So, that's why I think I'm going to be starting up here, right here in this county, and then working my way out slowly. My goals for this is to start as a count and work my way up to, Duke, King. I want to be the King of Denmark, and I also want to reform the Germanic religion and do a lot of raiding. Before I can do that, I would like to do a lot of raiding. I'd like to attack England, and see my dynasty prevail and flourish and become kings on their own right. And I'd like to see my dynasty be very powerful. A little bit about myself. This is my first YouTube video. I'm doing YouTube because I would like to. What I'm ultimately trying to do is, I don't know if anyone's even going to watch this video or any of my videos, to be honest. I think this is fun. I'm enjoying this. This is going to be more for me. I'm working on my confidence levels. I'm trying to work on my public speaking abilities. And this is a good way that I kind of, it seems like a more modern, nerdy way of speaking in the mirror. So I'm kind of doing this because I want to, and because I want to have fun, and I want to be able to build up kind of a descriptive library. I want to build up my confidence on speaking, and I also want to have fun doing it. And I couldn't think of anything better than YouTube videos. And if anyone watches it, hey, that's great. And if nobody does, well, it's fine. It's more for me, and anyone that wants to watch these videos I really appreciate it. Kind of taking inspiration from, there's a YouTuber who started his channel, and he did this as well. He wanted to build up his confidence and build up just his speaking ability and all that. And he became actually a really popular YouTuber. I've seen his videos. I watched a lot of them. He is a Minecrafter. He's still doing this series. It's got to be like 700 or 800 videos now. I can't remember the name of the YouTuber, but it's The Far Lands or Bust. It's a really interesting series, and all he's doing is trying to get to the edge of Minecraft servers of the map. And apparently it's supposed to be very glitchy. The physics are supposed to be broken. Just a lot of craziness. And he's been really entertaining. But if you watch video 1 versus video, I don't know, 200, completely different voice, completely different person. He's great. And it was fun. It's fun to watch him. And his channel and himself personally as a YouTuber evolve over time to develop his skills. So one thing I'm trying to do is my number one goal is to reduce my ums and ers and uhs as filler. I'm trying to work on that. So that is one thing that I'm going to be very conscious of doing, is preventing myself from going as in ums and ahs. So let's dive into this. I think we're going to do what I was saying. I think we're going to start right here, and that's where we're going to go. Hit single player. Let's go to new game. And we're going to go early Middle Ages. I don't know how far I'm going to get in this game. I've only, in the 1100 hours I've played, I have only completed like 2 games to the point where the Aztecs invaded. And yes, I do play with that. I know it's a contentious point in the Crusader Kings, I don't know, community. It's very game breaking. At the same time, it's really fun for an invasion at the end game. But you know what? And there's that again. But you know what? I'm going to do it, and it sounds like fun. So we're going to start at 769. Let's dive in. Switch that over to counts. And looking around, at this age... Oh, did I not select the right one? I was like, wait, why is the Holy Roman Empire? Let's try that again. Early Middle Ages. Custom game. There we go. That's better. Saxony, you got West Francia, Middle Francia, Lombardy, Bavaria. Okay, so this looks right. In Sealand. So right now we're Sealand. We're not Denmark. Skagen. Okay, that's where we're going to start. We're going to start in Skagen. And I believe this is our Duke. He is a petty king. We don't want to play him. We want to be this guy. However, we're going to create our own character. That's a cool name, Gunner. All right, so ruler designer. As you can see, I forgot to say that we are playing Holy Fury, and this is an excellent DLC. I've had fun playing it. There's that again. And there's an I played a little bit in the game. I played about 100 years, a couple of test games. I did one in Italy, and I did one here. My test game was in Spain. That was more fun than the Italian one. I think I had more fun playing as a Viking raider nomadic. It was much more enjoyable. One of the things that I don't know all of the new things for the DLC. I don't know the new updates. I know a few things. I like to kind of explore it with you guys. But the what I can see is, for what I've seen, there's a lot more events, which definitely adds to the flavor of it. They've changed societies a little bit. The society that I joined was, I believe, called the Warrior Lodge. I had an immense time with that. It was so much fun. Um, just all the duels that you can do, all the battles. Uh, in my test game, my first leader was okay. My second leader, he was the best leader that I've ever had. It was something crazy. He had a marshal something way crazy, like 70 or 80, and it's probably 50. His dueling was like 70 or 80, 90, 100, and every duel he did, he just slaughtered people left and right. And he killed a lot of people, somewhere up in the 100, 110. And he forged a legendary bloodline, and that was great. That was fun. He went into the fray in battle. He went headlong into battle. He was somebody that was always at the front lines, and he was swinging his great axe left and right. And at one point, I think we had a revolt in our lands, or we were raiding or at war. I think we were at war with France. We took Paris and a couple of counties in Normandy, and he rushed out, cut the head off of a mayor. And I didn't know this, but when that ruler finally died, he passed on a skull to his heir, and she had a human skull in her treasury, and it was really cool. It said it gave some cool things like extra prestige and score. Um, but it said whose head it was, and it actually made it sound like it was more of a legend. It said the legend goes that this is the head of mayor of some town, and I thought that was just the neatest thing, and just the cool randomness of this game just makes me full of joy. And this is a game that I've enjoyed. That's why I played 1,100 hours of it. Um, and so I played him, and then he was great. He actually created a legendary bloodline, family bloodline. Um, that was a lot of fun. His heirs, however, were crappy. Um, it really sucks playing such a great person and then having heir after heir that's just mediocrity. She got the heir after him. I don't remember their names. I just don't know. She earned the throne, um, the title, and she was my who I played. And I like playing women in this game. I'm definitely enjoy that. It's we'll definitely see some female rulers, and I think it's a lot of fun. I will be changing in one of the settings here to be able to play women and that they're equal in the game. I just think it's enjoyable, and I feel like if you only play with men, I know it's historical, but I feel like you're limiting the game, and I don't want to do that. So, how my play style is in this game, I do role playing. I'm someone that, even depending on the traits, like if someone's envious, a drunkard, and something else just equally as awful, I will be role playing that character that way, possibly to the detriment of the realm. I, however, will not, if it comes down to continuing the game and role playing, I will choose continue the game because I don't want to lose just because we were role playing to the extreme. So we're going to start here. We're going to load up our character, and we're going to do obviously ethnicity is Norse. I just kind of randomized the first one, and we'll kind of go through a couple. I think that looks great. Because we are Norse, and I'm going to. Where's the hair? Hair color. We're going to go blonde. I think that's close enough. Coat of arms. The one thing I have never liked is the pagan shields. They're not nearly as cool as if you were playing Christian. That's kind of neat. I like that. Let's change the color a little bit. I like the green there. Okay. That's neat. I think. Well, let's go for that. So, what we're going to do is Kraka. Dynasty Kraka. I kind of like that. And I don't like the name, though. Let's do Hrothgar. Perfect. So, we're going to choose our education. I think the best is to start off as a soldier, especially if you're pagan. Being able to build up prestige is much more beneficial than gold. Prestige, all the buildings require prestige. There's a lot of things that require prestige to play for special events and your intrigue menu. Gold is important, it is, but not nearly as much as prestige. It also develops more respect for other pagans and other nomads and all that. So we're going to be a tough soldier. We're going to add some traits here. I always start my characters off as wounded. And then we're going to add a couple other things here. Love to do that, but I don't want my character to be ridiculously strong in the beginning. We're going to do Lustful, because I do like to get the dynasty rolling right away. So what do we got? We got Lustful, Wounded, Tough Soldier. Let's give him Brave. So that's going to help out. All right, so I think we're good. I think we got our character. 24, he's not old enough yet where he's going to be looking at the grave, but he's got a long future ahead of him to hopefully bring honor to his family. Maybe do some raiding in England. We'll see. So I think that's a good character to start there. We're going to take a look at that, and I think we're going to play. So let's take a look. I am going to leave some of these settings on. Generate families, that's fine. Chinese interactions, I think everyone should be able to do that. I'm leaving a lot of things on. I'm changing a couple things to gender equality is all. I want to be able to, like I said earlier, I want to be able to play women. I want to be able to have female rulers. Let's see, we're still going through. A lot of these I didn't change. Interfaith marriages, I left that open. It had some interesting flavor to the game. It really does. Diplomatic range, I'm going to turn that back on. I don't want to be able to marry someone all the way in India and vice versa. I do want to kind of, because near the end of the game, just everything kind of looks a little weird and kind of crazy, and it's just more, let's leave it on. Everything else I think we're going to keep. Release prisoners after punishment, I decided to turn that off. I do have one mod installed, and that is additional punishments, and that adds some interesting flavors to the game. So we're gonna keep that. We're gonna turn that off because we want to keep our prisoners. And everything else looks good. So we are going to start our game. we're gonna get the game rolling here, and after that, I think we're gonna call it an episode. So, I've read this. I know how to play this. Um, for those that are unfamiliar with tribals, it's there's some interesting things. It is different from playing Christianity or Christian realms. Muslims have their own thing. Playing in the Rajas of India has their own set. The only where I haven't really played is the Horse Lords. I would love to do a let's play of that. I think that might be the next thing because I'm completely unaware or any of how any of the Horse Lords work out, and that seems like a lot of fun. I think that will be if you're playing the Horse Lords. I think you'd have a lot of interaction with the Western Protectorate and China, so that will be interesting. So let's get the realms situated here. We are way down here, or way over here. And we got Saxony to our south. I think early on it might be beneficial to be friendly with Saxony or another king, because the problem I had with on the borders of Sealand's constantly getting attacked by the north, sometimes by Sweden when Sweden finally forms. They're attacked by Saxony, so Denmark is in kind of a precarious area. So that's why I chose this area. We're going to take a look. What we're gonna first look. We're going to choose an ambition here, and I think maybe the game sound is too loud. So let me fix that quick. It's the ambient. Also turn the music down just a bit. There we go. Effect. Okay, apply. Let's see if that helped. I always just thought that this court rumbling sounds are always so loud, no matter how high or low the music is, or the bars are. So I think becoming the king of Denmark, that's a really lofty goal for him. I don't think he's going to be able to do that. What we're going to probably do is we want to groom an heir. I think we want to do that. Making a friend, I mean, that would be kind of cool, but it only lasts 5 years once you get the success. I mean, it's not something that's really that great. But if we groom an heir, there's a lot of cool things. And when it's active, it also get 20% fertility. And you get a couple other cool things too. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to groom an heir. Yes, that's great. Let's look for a wife. I kind of want to look for one that is lustful as well. She is the only one that's positive of a. I don't. She will marry us. So let's take a look at her stats again. She is gluttonous, but she is diligent, humble. I think she's a pretty good start. So we're gonna marry her. Yes. So that's gonna fix. That's gonna fix once we have an heir. Let's take a look at our council. I at first when Conclave first came out, I was not a huge fan of it, and it took me a while to come around. And I feel like they've done a lot of fixes and changes to Conclave to make it less painful. So I've come around. So we do have Conclave active in this game, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see here. So Chancellor, he's a pretty good Chancellor. He hates us. Everyone hates us. Jeez, why does everyone hate us so much? Short reign. Oh my gosh, 22 years, or 22 negative 22. I think that takes like 22 years to get rid of. Wow, that's crazy. All right, so let's take a look at our marshal. We have a really good marshal right here. He hates our guts, but not so bad now. So we're gonna choose a Stewart. He actually likes us. Okay, Spy Master. Boy, it's really important your Spy Master likes you. And I'm looking. This guy hates us. So he's gonna get a positive 10. He's gonna get an added 10 for being on our council, but he is not. I don't know if I should be worried. I mean, he's ambitious. Nope. So never mind. Let's go with this gentleman right here, Nupa, Ganupa. He likes us. And our seer, I saw this guy. He's got 18. I think that would be great. So what we're gonna start doing is, I think, let's see. Let's take a look at our king. Does our king like us? Our king, our liege, who's the petty king, he's going to die soon. He does not like us that much. Doesn't hate us that either. So and he's gonna die. He's gonna be our new king. Let's find him. He's right here. So what we're gonna do is, I want that guy to like us. That's what we're gonna do. Start there. Honestly, raiding is fun. It's not good until the Age of Vikings, so we're not gonna worry about raiding too much right now. We're gonna let's see, organize an army. I think we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Administer realm. Defense is improved. That's kind of cool. We don't need construction. Monthly prestige is always great. So let me take a look at our prestige. Our prestige is kind of low, monthly income for prestige. So I think for now we're just going to do prestige building. Get that rolling. Scheme, we're going to leave that on there, and then our seer, we're going to build zeal. So that's going to give us some piety. Piety is also kind of important too, whether you're playing Christian or pagan. So I think we got our setup here, and we're looking. Let's see. We should pick a focus as well. I think we're going to do family. So we're going to get that going. So I got that, and I think we are going to be set here. Looks good. All right, so we're going to call it a video there. Thanks for joining, and have a great evening.